Continuing our local Commitment 2020 coverage tonight with a look at the Seaside City Council race.
There are 5 candidates going for 2 seats. Ayman Adib, Tanisha Dunn, Alexis Garcia Arrezola, Regina Mason, and the lone incumbent, Dave Pacheco. Tonight, Action News 8 reporter Christopher Salas has more on the candidates and the issues.
5 candidates running for 2 seats on Seaside City Council. We start in alphabetical order with Dr. Ayman Adib. The Monterey dentist, restaurant owner, and Egyptian immigrant came to the country in 2006.
I had nothing. I had only $1,000. I was homeless. I worked as a plumber. I worked as a waiter at the restaurants. I worked multiple jobs till I built myself up. I got accepted in one of the best schools in Columbia University in New York City. So I will pass the same experience to every resident in Seaside.
Adib says he got into politics partially because he saw how hard it was to build affordable housing.
I decided to be a developer since I saw the problem in the whole peninsula. So what I do, I get houses, then I use the state laws to build the ADUs. I suffered so much with the building official and the planning commission at Seaside, but I was able to build 8 affordable units.
Adib says he wants to streamline the building process and focus on infrastructure and public safety.
I want to generate more income, to have more funds to hire more officers. So that's why I'm coming from as a businessman, to add more revenue ideas.
Adib says he knows how to make Seaside a more business-friendly city because he has the experience.
But I already did it. I create jobs, I build affordable housing, so I really did it myself. I'm not waiting just to lie or just to say at the election time. I already have done it myself.
Tanisha Dunn is a political newcomer as well. She now works in the medical field, but it was her years working in hospitality that gave her public office aspirations.
I started at the Embassy Suites in Seaside, and we get so many tourists. We're packed out every weekend. And when people would ask, what is there to do here? You know, I'm pulling out that map, I'm pulling out those photos to eat, and everything that our biggest hotel in Seaside has you do is in Monterey.
Dunn says if elected, she wants to focus on helping Seaside become a destination location. But before that, the pandemic has to be overcome.
The recovery plan is the most important issue to me. Because there's so many people who have not even seen the outside since March.
Her platform includes economic and youth development through public safety and an emphasis on community programs.
And DARE really helped me. I stuck through that, you know, just everything they taught. Those are my core values all through school when kids, you know, started to do drugs and alcohol, and I was just one of those kids that was like so against it, you know, and not judging anybody, but I learned that from elementary school, from the police department, having the DARE program, you know, being in the RISE program, which is another science program. All those programs really helped shape me.
Dunn says her youth is an advantage in a quickly changing economy and society.
We need the youth to be able to push the city forward, you know, with the wisdom from our elders and, you know, the strength and voices of our youth. I build that bridge and bridge that gap for us.
Alexis Garcia Arrezola is another candidate hoping his youth gives him an edge in the race. Garcia Arrezola says he's running to give his community a voice.
Seaside has such a diverse culture, and it has 43% of Hispanic population, yet there's no one that really represents them, right? So for me, it was very important to see and move the city in the right direction.
Garcia Arrezola says one of his biggest policy platforms is combating climate change, and he believes he can enact effective policy as a former congressional aide and now working for Central Coast Community Energy.
By establishing a climate action plan, we're not only helping reduce greenhouse gas emissions, but if we create more jobs here locally, that in and of itself will reduce more greenhouse gas emissions. So we're going back to the job creation part of it, right? If we create more jobs locally, we create more affordable housing, people are more secure to stay here.
Garcia Arrezola says building more housing and creating an economic action plan are his other 2 major issues. If elected and once the pandemic is over, he wants to continue his business tour he started in December.
Really establish an outreach plan for our Hispanic businesses as well. A majority of them told us that over the years, you know, it took them so long to even establish their business that at times they got discouraged. And it's very important for me that every Seaside resident that wants to establish a business establishes a business here, because it's very important that everybody achieves that American dream.
And while he is the youngest in the race at 23 years old, Garcia Arrezola believes he has the experience to implement bold solutions.
A vote for me is a vote for progress. And what we're going to see on the ballot is economic justice, climate justice, education, representation, and inclusivity.
Regina Mason is our next candidate. She is a well-known and long-time figure in Seaside.
I've lived here all of my life. I know the community. I know the strengths and weaknesses of the community. I know members of the community that I can bring to the table to say, look, this person has a strength in this area. Let's bring that person in over here, and we can work together.
Mason is the former president of the NAACP Monterey County branch and also the founder of the Village Project. Mason says Seaside is on the brink of a developmental boom, but she wants to make sure everyone benefits.
Seaside has got to come first when it comes to building or anything that happens in this community, especially this beautiful land out here. This land is the only developable land in this area, in all the peninsula cities.
Mason says community-conscious economic development, creating jobs for Seaside residents, and a COVID-19 recovery plan are her biggest issues.
My plan is to immediately work with the health department and all of the doctor's offices and make sure that we tap into our congressperson to find out what resources are available to get everyone tested. We need to know what our status is.
Mason said she also wants to get an accurate reading of how much water the city has, specifically to build low-income housing.
I want to put them in strategic locations. I'd look first into the community. What lots do we own currently? What can go up? And then look at the land here and prioritize where those homes would go, but also make sure that I get the input of the community. We have got to make sure that our land is not going to get taken from us and that we're not continuously out-migrated and gentrified out of our own community because it's unaffordable to live in your own community.
Our final candidate is the incumbent, Dave Pacheco, running to retain his seat on the council. Pacheco says his campaign is focused on keeping young families in Seaside.
All my life I lived in Seaside. 35 years I worked for the city of Seaside. My son grew up in the city of Seaside. My grandson Rio has just started a new life in the city of Seaside. So I want to create a future for them.
He wants to do that by focusing on economic development.
I think we need to tackle and finish off some projects like development, because that runs downhill, which impacts our youth. It impacts affordable housing, it impacts jobs. So I think if we can move forward on development, it will roll downhill to impact opportunities for our youth to stay in Seaside.
The former city recreation worker called the Coutinho Park project a dream come true. And when it comes to housing, Pacheco wants to build on what the current council has enacted.
It was started only 2 years ago. Now they're on line to happen with the Broadway Accent project, the Main Gate project, and the Campus Town project. That's 240 units that our young people can stay in Seaside.
Pacheco said one of his most important goals is creating a Seaside people can be proud of.
Creating a sense of pride and a positive attitude about where you live, and making people in Seaside feel good about where they live, that's always been a goal that I've strived for.
5 candidates seeking 2 of the council's 4 positions. Reporting in Seaside, Christopher Salas, KSPW Action News 8.